Hey guys, so I'm here at Umira, East Trinidad, and this morning I just wanted to share with you guys some cost saving measures in terms of finishes. This customer in particular, based on their family size, we had to utilize most of the funding in the design stage, in the design phase, for sub and superstructure, trying to get the home as large as possible. So most of the money would have gone in the actual footprint, the square feet of the house, and with the intention of that the finishes, because some of the finishes can be done off-site at a later date and then just transported and installed in the home. So by doing this, you'll be able to again have the budgeting, put your budgeting in a good place. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go inside and just kind of show you guys some of the tips that you can utilize if you're on a tight budget but you want the most amount of square footage, but you have to have certain finishes done in order to get that completion certificate from Regional Corporation to move over to convert from bridging into mortgage. So I'm going to share this with you guys, so stay tuned and let's take a walk. One of the tips that we could use if you're trying to save money or have implement a cost saving measure on your finishes is that we can just have the outside of the building sanded and which would meet the criteria from Regional Corporation in order to have completion certificate. So this building in particular, we would have just sanded, puttied and primed the outside, and we have, if you look on this side here, we have some of the guys doing some sanding and the priming on this side. So like I said, we almost completed this particular project, so we're just doing some of the finishes. Here we started to sand the wall, and there you are over to start apply primer, but that side would have been primed, and then once the primer is applied, then we're ready to apply the putty so then you fold this nail and the sort of the lights. Right, so guys, this is another cost saving measure that we can implement just by having the ceiling or the surface of the suspended floor masoned, meaning that we would have screed it and render it and give it a light edge work on the beams, right? So that when you apply paint, it tends to give you an effect similar to the gypsum ceiling, and this is a tidy sum of money that you would save during the finishes phase of the project. All right. So guys, this is the first floor ceiling, the upstairs. All right. Not like the downstairs. And upstairs we have to run some sort of ceiling works in order to get the completion certificate. So this customer in particular opted for the gypsum, right? But they could have decided whether they wanted PVC or suspended ceiling. Alright, but in this case we would have been doing the gypsum. So we have already started to do some of the gypsum in some of the rooms. So this is what the gypsum would look like, right? Just in the raw form without having to apply the compound, the joint compound and the sanding. This is what it would look in the raw form. Right? And this is some of the sealing. So between today and tomorrow we'll complete the sheeting off of the ceiling, right? And then we would start to apply the joint compound. Alright. So guys, this is a power floated floor. We would have done this during the concrete pour of the first floor slab. Right now, this floor, once it is cleaned, it's not clean right now because we're doing some sealing works, but once it is clean, it will give you a shine, a gloss to the floor. You can use it as is, or you could decide to put on some sort of resin, apply what you call a concrete transparent stain. You can Google it if you need some information on it, or you can apply a epoxy, or you can laminate. But all these things can be done at a later date, and this is just because you may not have it in the budget right now to do material, a floor finish with some sort of expensive material. So this here, once it is clean, and I will show you a video of it when it's clean, but it's very smooth right now, very smooth that you can walk on. So this is a really handy, a really neat tip for some cost saving measures during the finishing. We start to sand and prime the inside, which is a requirement of the regional corporation. They require the inside walls to be sanded and primed, and at a later date we would apply, or the customer will apply, decorative paint, right? But this is all within applying some cost saving measures towards the finishes. Right, so here we have Adish just doing a basic kitchen sink counter, right? We would have built it out of concrete first and then applied or installed wood paneling and doors to overlay the concrete structure. And this is because of longevity. The concrete because it's a wet area, the concrete would last much longer than just trying to build it out of wood alone. So this is what a basic kitchen sink counter would look like for regional corporation to accept. Right, so we will install the sink. Right after this is done, we will install the sink and then the granite on top. You have it. This beautiful home almost completed in O'Meara, East Trinidad, and we have brought to you today some of the tips and cost-saving measures in the finishes. Alright, and we would have been targeting specifically the regional corporation's requirements to get that completion certificate so that we can convert from bridging into mortgage. And we would have specifically targeted the flooring, the walls, the ceiling, the kitchen counters, and those are the areas that we can compromise at this stage, because we know that in the future the customer will still be living in the home, but in the future can have those finishes done to a different standard later on. So there you have it, guys. We're happy to bring to you another episode of just hanging with us and seeing some of our work. Continue to follow our page and continue to like our page. There's also our YouTube channel that we have a lot of other information, educational stuff on the channel. So feel free, you can take a look if you prospective or new homeowners are considering to start construction, start building. A lot of information there on our YouTube channel. So guys, until next time, you guys take care. See you soon.